I'm a teacher in Minnesota. I'm doing this very low tech. I'm just wanting to point out a few things that I see, consequently do something like an apologia for Christianity. Plato himself suggests that only a few actually see and understand. The rest are wrapped up in Thaumatopoioi, shadows, and they take the myths literally. I think as humans we have a tendency to do that, to concretize our myths, and then to try and impose those concretizations on other people, rather than trying to understand what the myths mean, to try and understand what the stories actually are saying. That's a failing, certainly. But I think that if, first off, if indeed some people can see, can understand, they can be brought out from darkness into light, stop a life of darkness and move into a life that's filled with light and freedom. But I don't think that necessarily disbelief in God is the only way to effect that. Christianity can affect that. Consequently, to denigrate Christianity or to denigrate any other religion that is trying to bring people from light into darkness, or offers the opportunity of bringing people from light into darkness, seems to be somewhat contrary. Religion certainly can limit, enslave, and it definitely enslaves when the mythology is made concrete, when people believe the concretizations and then inflict them on other people. But one has to find some mode of expression for thought, and one has to have some sort of doctrine of belief in something if one is ever to be free to examine things differently, to see things nuanced rather than as only one thing. So I pose this question. First off, if what one believes influences one's life, then is it possible to agree to believe something, to commit to something, even without absolute assurance of its reality? Is it possible to agree to something knowing that agreeing to it will change the way one acts, even though one may know that the reality is something rather different? Is that possible? Seems to me it is. Second, that if what we believe influences what we do and how we act in the world, then it seems that there are some belief systems that are better, some that are worse. And if the majority of people have a hard time relinquishing a belief system, that is, if they fall into something worse when they don't believe a certain belief system, would the efficacy of trying to attack something like Christianity really be positive? Or would it be negative? Would it result in something far worse than what Christianity is? Stout.